So I just finished an anime called Gate on Crunchyroll. It's 24 episodes. It is another isekai. However, it's a little different than what we're used to. Of the protagonist goes to a new world and rrr. And there are some cliches they do include, like, yeah, there's kind of like that harem that gathers around him to some extent. Though for once, we don't have a protagonist trying to fuck everyone. Like, the entire time, he's just kind of like, yeah, I don't really want to know, like, I don't know. But there are, like I said, a few cliches they do, like, a lot of times they have an isekai where the main protagonist has a harem. There's that one. There's the otaku. For some reason, I'm always a fucking otaku now. I mean, I appreciate the representation, being one myself, but still, like, why are they all otaku? Like, I've seen at least 20. Dude, like, it's a fucking genre of its own at this point, is the isekai otaku. So yeah, but what makes it different than just this random-ass motherfucker getting transported to another world is that, I'll spoil a little bit of the first episode, which isn't, like, if you're reading the fucking summary, you know what the fuck it's about. So basically, Gate opens in Japan, not like some random fucking portal, like literally like an actual like building, kind of like you would see made of like marble and columns, like it's an actual fucking building gate type thing. It's not just like some random fucking hole. Like it's an actual thing you go into and it's dark, and then you come out the other side and you're in another world. The other world obviously has different races and magic. You do see a little bit of both. So what happens is the gate opens in Ginza in Japan, and an army comes out of nowhere of these different creatures. There's fucking dragons, mostly humans, and like some other races, and they're all, you know, there's this huge thing. They're all being attacked. These civilians are all being attacked in the city. Like, they led an actual fucking army, not like some random recon mission. Like, the thing is, they never really explain is why they sent an army to begin with. Like, wait, that doesn't make sense. Well, it's like, you kind of know why. Obviously, it's very much on both sides. We want to know what's over there, and we want the resources. Like, obviously, there's, once you get into the Empire, you know that's probably the reason. But, like, how the fuck did they know the gate was there? Because it didn't just... Because on Japan's side, of course, they do, like, in every fucking anime, you have, like, the background characters... Not so much background characters, background characters chatting in the background, like, oh, that test was sure hard, let's go get some ice cream, like those random fuckers that don't matter. And of course, there's a little girl amongst them, and she looks at this thing like, what the fuck? Like, she has this on her face, like, what the hell is that? And pans over her, there's this, like, this weird shimmering, iridescent building starting to appear. And then once that's there, it's just the fucking gate opens and, you know, the battle starts. But, like, it just randomly appeared there. How the fuck did the army from the other side, the Empire, how the fuck do they know that when the gate's gonna open? Do they know when it opens? Were they just, like, training there and just happened to have an army? And because they didn't look surprised, they're all ready to go. And that's basically how we're introduced to our main character. He's going to a doujinshi sale. I probably butchered the fuck out of that pronunciation. Basically, it is a sale of manga and comics and all that kind of stuff that has been self-published by, like, just regular people, like, not actual mangaka or anything like that. So it's not professional. It's you go to, they have, like, cons, and you can sell your own material that you made, your own fan fiction, essentially. And it's basically just fan fiction, just like the manga version. And you could actually sell it. And you're part of groups called circles and that kind of thing. I don't know a whole bunch. I just know all this information from other animes that have gone into it. Like, I haven't actually looked it up. I've never actually really read anything. I've seen, like, bits and pieces on, like, of different doujinshi shit on, like, Pinterest or something. But I've never, like, actually gone to a con myself. I've never read a doujinshi myself. So yeah, he's going to an event, and which ends up getting canceled. Which we'll come back to that. He ends up getting canceled because of this, and he kind of ends up being in the area at the time. This our main otaku is this 33-year-old dude, and he is with the SDF, the self defense force of Japan. So he's an otaku, and he says once or twice that if I had to pick between my job and my hobbies, I'm only doing my job to support my hobbies. He's outright about it. He doesn't care. So, for once, we have an age difference of someone who's actually like a fucking adult instead of like some random fucking 14, 15-year-old that gets transported to another world on their way to school or some bullshit. Like, no, it's an actual grown man. A war has broken up because some gate just randomly opened up there. He's actually with the army. Oh, are they counted among the army or are they their own separate thing? I don't know what the fuck the details are of what, but he's on Recon Team 3. And so, yeah, it's basically he kind of gets involved in the other world, and he's sent over, and he ends up getting mixed up in a lot of different things, from meeting the Apostle, Rory Mercury, that is such a Chinibyo name. It really fucking is. Rory Mercury. But she's badass looking. Basically, she is, adorable gothic lolly that will literally cut off your head and have an orgasm while doing it. And that basically describes Rory. But then she's the Apostle of Emloy, who's like the god of war, that kind of thing. So there's this little scene where she's kind of having like an orgasm, let's just put it that way. Like, there's no way anything else is going on there. Luckily she's fully clothed. But like, also they're in the middle of a fight, by the way, when this is happening, and she's like literally like riled up. And we get like another character Lele, who's a mage, who explains what the fuck is going on with her, and she's like, oh, well, the souls of the dead are actually flowing through her body, and they're flowing through her body and going to Emloy. And while this is happening, that's why it's happening. So, I do love Rory. Just especially, like, even if you don't want to watch the show, look up Rory Mercury's speech on YouTube, because she says what we all want characters to say when, like, the media or whatever tries to, like, make the people that are, like, obviously people we're rooting for look like shit, like trying to find dirt on them. And oh god, this is fucking brilliant. It's like 4 or 5 minutes long, but it's fucking great. Just her timing and just the actor. Thank you, voice actor, for just delivering this wonderful speech. So, like, even if you don't want to watch the show, go watch Rory. Literally on YouTube, I found it a couple of days ago. Rory Mercury speech. Gate is the name of the anime. Not the gate. Literally, it's fucking Gate. You'll obviously see the fucking title. I don't know why I'm so zoomed up. I accidentally hit a button and I don't know how to unzoom it. I thought I found out how to do it, and then I just figured out a way to zoom in more. I don't know how to do it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So yeah, that's basically the show. It's our isekai show with an otaku protagonist, but he's actually like a mature adult. He's actually with like armed forces, and he actually is involved because he's armed forces. He's not just like some random motherfucker that got transported there for no fucking reason. He had me in Ginza because of an event that was in Ginza. It's just that's where the gate happened to fucking open, and he just had me fucking nearby. So he helps out and kind of like just guides them what to, like the police and stuff, what to do, because he's like so he guides them a little bit, and then he ends up getting promoted. And anyone else's reaction to promotion would be like, oh yeah, this is great. He's just like, fuck. Like that's his reaction every time. It's great. And you can kind of see why, because of his character. Hold on, it's dark because the fucking thing or the Roku went to sleep mode. But I do like our protagonist. But yeah, basically the story is like him and like the Special Defense Force going to the other side and trying to make peace. Because obviously, no one wants to fucking get into a war. And of course, there are some other political things involved. Like, the main political thing is the Empire is the one that sent the armies over to Ginza. And it's the Japanese trying to establish peace. And there are some people that are for it, like Princess Pina, who's a very important character. She actively tries to make peace with everyone. And then you have her father, who is an antagonist at some point, and then her brother, who, oh god, there's a satisfying scene where he gets the shit beat out of him. And let's just say you're gonna want that to happen a lot. Because every time this fucker comes on screen, I want someone to take, like, an aluminum baseball bat, like that Yankees shit, with all the nails in the end, and, like, smack the shit out of him. Yeah, I'm not a good person. I love seeing people do that in fucking anime. Probably not in real life, but in fucking anime, I love that shit. I am all for, if you do horrible shit to people, you don't get a quick death. No, I want to see you literally get your eyes knocked out your skull. Anyway. So yeah, he becomes the main antagonist, the prince, later on. And then there's another prince. He doesn't get much screen time. Like, I literally just watched 24 episodes, and he's there, like, one episode, maybe, for a couple minutes. So, that's that. And like I said, there's obviously, like, things on both sides, where you have the people who want peace, and then you have, like, the media trying to figure out, are they actually, like, what's going on over there on the other side, and then that media being turned around and used by other governments and that kind of thing, and the other people that, like Japan, America, Russia, Korea, whoever, want to, like, go in and obviously collect resources, and obviously peace, like, why not, why do peace as a bunch, like, they want to go in and just take it. So you have, like, those people that are kind of in the background, and you can tell that's probably why the media is there, to either get their money's worth or to twist things. That's probably, like, you don't get a whole bunch of answers, but they do give you enough to understand what the circumstances are to set the tone, but they don't give you everything, like I said. I haven't read the manga. I don't know if there's a light novel. I don't know. I just happened upon this. When I first saw this, I couldn't really get into it. I was just like, no, and I just removed it from my list or whatever. And then I happened to see it again. I was like, you know what, why not? And then I just happened to be, like, really into it. So I was like, wait, what the fuck? Like, I remember getting to the point of the fire dragon. Yeah, there's fucking dragons in this show. And them escorting the villagers of Koda Village. But they hadn't, like, started to escort them yet. Like, they were still packing and, like, trying to get them out of the village. Like, that's as far as I remember the first time watching. And then I don't know what it was. If I just wasn't in the mood, or I just, like, I didn't like the pacing. But for some reason, I enjoyed it much more this time. So I actually got past the first 2 episodes. There are a few characters you will want to punch in the face. Like, Bunny Bitch. Oh, fuck you, Bunny Bitch. Like, when you first see her, you're like, you kind of feel for her. But by the end of it, I wanted to, again, right there with the prince, to get her teeth knocked out. And then they kind of, like, make you want to sympathize with her at the end. But of course, I'm like, no, I don't sympathize with you. I wanted to at the start, but then I learned you were batshit crazy, and I no longer care. I am that person. Anyway, as for things to look out for, probably, I mean, yeah, they do. There is actual, like, fucking war. People are getting blown up. There's a fucking dragon that's getting shot at. To be fair, he's trying to kill and eat people, and he won't stop. So they kind of have to shoot at it. So there's that. But that's, like, if you're watching anime and you don't expect blood these days, you better stick to slice of life. Like, some light comedy shit. Because it's everywhere these days. The worst thing was probably the rape scene of Bunny Girl. You don't see everything. Like, you see mostly, they do it behind, like, a curtain, so you see a silhouette, and you know what the fuck is going on by the dialogue and the positions they're in. And then it does, like, come inside the bedroom, and you can see, like, her back. And, like, maybe a little side boob or something. But you don't see, like, full-on nudity. But they do that shit of, like, they're in the water, you can't see anything but kind of the shape of. Like, they do that kind of shit. But that's probably the worst scene. That's kind of, like, where you sympathize with her. And then, like I said, later on, I no longer sympathize. Like, I kind of understood why she wanted revenge. Spoiler. But just the way she goes about it really irritates me. Because I like shows about revenge to some extent. Like, if I really like a character in anime, I want them to get their revenge. Especially if something super horrifying happened to them. I want them to get the bad guy. But it gets to a point, like if you're gonna do mass killing, do it like Ain's Old Gown, dude. Where, like, it's kind of there's a no choice type of thing, and he's always trying to actively not kill, or at least minimize the damage for both sides. This bitch, not so much. She doesn't fucking care. She wants the entire empire down. Which, like, I can't blame her to some extent, because obviously, like, once you hear her backstory, but yeah, it just, by the end of it, I didn't like her. I understood why she wanted to, but I didn't like her by the end of it. But anyway, we have Rory, who's the crazy gothic Lolita apostle chick, and then you have Lele, who is the mage. She is, she's the one that's super interested in, like, the technology, and she's wants to see how that can affect magic. And, like, you could, she's that learning kid, and then of course you have, like, the cute elf chick who's just, well, her story gets a little interesting. And then you have another elf chick later on who, of the two of them, I probably think is hotter. But I'm starting to learn what my preference is. I don't like the cute lolly type. I think they're adorable. I think they're adorable, and I understand why people think they're adorable and all that stuff. But I'm not sexually attracted to them. Which, thank God. Because in America, that shit's creepy. Like, even if it's not pedophilia, it's knocking somewhere near the door. Like, maybe a couple blocks down, but it's somewhere around that area. So thank God for me only thinking they're adorable. And not being sexually interested in them at all. Okay, a little bit when it comes to Rory, but, like, the bitch is 900 and what? 61 years old? And she doesn't look like a fucking lolly. Like, she is in Lolita dress. Is her priestess outfit. Which, by the way, awesome outfit. Very cosplayable. I like how her bow looks kind of like fox ears. She carries a giant fucking scythe. That's awesome. So it's not as creepy with her because she actually looks like a fucking adult. They don't, like, obviously how she's flat chested because a lot of characters are flat chested in anime. So she kind of looks like a kid in that regard, with the fact that she's, like, more flat chested. Don't worry, they make up for that with the dark elf. She's very buxom. Yes. Because you have to have some buxom babe in an anime. I mean, to be fair, it would be weird if, like, everyone was one cup size. At one point, you just constantly focus on that shit. And I can think of a few animes now. I can't remember the names. But I can think of a few ones now where just, I understand being attracted to breasts and all that. Personally, it doesn't do anything for me. But then I have them, so I know what the fuck they actually are. I don't care. It's just a stress toy that's attached to your body, dude. Let's be honest. But, like, have you ever seen the anime where, like, literally they have udders? Like, I'm pretty sure if you measured the size, they would literally bypass the size of a cow's udders. And it's just the entire time I watch it, I can't. I just can't, dude. Because I'm just like, no, man. I can't, because I cannot hear, not hear mooing in the background. Is that horrible of me? Like, you ever have stupid shit here, and then you have, like, a sound effect out of nowhere in your head just autoplay? And you're just like, that was rude, but at the same time, accurate. Why am I getting so off track? Have I explained everything? Was there a point here? I get sidetracked. Anyway. Okay, 24 episodes on Crunchyroll. I did enjoy it. I liked the music. We do get a good ending. But like every fucking anime now, they have a goddamn cliffhanger ending. Where the bad guys kind of get defeated, but kind of also get away. Which is fucking infuriating. Because no, I mean, I do like the satisfying ending of what they did to him and the psychological impact of it. I will spoil that right now. So the ending is essentially they managed to rescue everyone, and the prince kind of fucked. And he shows up and he's like, "Well, you can't let us leave. We'll shoot you in the head." And, oh, by the way, here you're like a bang, and like a shot misses him, and he goes, "We can get you at any time, and we will be watching." And as he's leaving in a carriage, you hear another gunshot go off twice. And this is essentially of, oh no, we're still fucking watching. We're still fucking watching. We're still following you. We still have eyes on you. We still have our guns on you. And you can see he's starting to like lose it, like become more and more paranoid because he's hearing the gunshot. And I'm just like, yes, drive that fucker insane. Make him know he's never safe. Like, that's the satisfying goodness there. But at the same time, why am I always itchy? Like, my lip is always itchy in these videos. I don't know what it is. And it's not even itchy. Like, you ever find yourself doing, like, random things? Like, scratching an itch that's not there. Moving your hair out of the way if it's not there. Like, just, like, random shit. For no reason. Like, I do this. I have no reason why. I'm not doing drugs. My nose isn't itchy at the moment. It's like some weird tick I do. Like, when you blink and you don't realize you're doing it. I don't know why. Okay, last time I had an itch. This time that was actually itch. Talk about itching, you get itchy. But I honestly don't know what to say. Just like, I like the music, I like the show, I like the characters. I'm totally getting a figure of Rory one day. I swear to God. And I really want to cosplay her, even though I can never pull it off. It's fucking awesome because, like, they actually kind of did it. Like, it's fucking Gothic Lolita stuff. It's not as froofy. And what I mean by that is there's not, like, as many... Like, when you think of Lolita fashion, you think of a fuck ton of layers and bows and that kind of shit. At least you do. Or at least I do. I like Lolita fashion. Would never wear it. But I like it. Because it looks like it's too expensive, too much of a pain in the ass to take care of. It would be too hot, and a pain in the ass to even get on. But no, it's a very simple thing, but it's obviously kind of Gothic Lolita style. Just look her up, you'll kind of see what I mean. Where they in the show call her Gothic Lolita. The netizens or whatever, like, they're like, oh, God is ascended and it's a Gothic Lolita. Just, it's awesome. There's some great scenes. How I first found Gate was actually a clip on YouTube of the prince getting the shit kicked out of him after they find out he's taken a Japanese citizen, and they bring her in slave gear, which is a very revealing thing, and in chains, and then they literally grab her, shoot anyone that comes at them in front of the king and the princess. By the way, this is also the prince that did it, who's in the room. He gets punched in the face once by Izumi. They grab the girl. And then Kobayashi, who is... I love her. She's not in this story much, but I love her. She is one of the female officers in Recon Team 3. Who literally... Her and Rory also have another great clip of them fighting together. Look that up. Kobayashi, Rory, battle. I don't know, something. You'll find that it's awesome. And they're... She literally proceeds to get on top of the prince and beat the shit out of him. Satisfying. And I saw that and I went, oh my god, what anime is that? I need to fucking see that. And I was like, looking through the comments or whatever, because I don't think it said on the video. I was like, oh, it's from Anime Game. I'm like, wait, wasn't that a thing like I didn't want to watch? Or I like decided not to watch? And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go try that again. But yeah, like, even if you don't watch it, seriously, if you like great anime speeches where people are actually called out for their stupid shit for no reason. Okay, let me rephrase that because I said that wrong. If you like speeches from anime characters, like an actual speech, like I said, it's about under 5 minutes long, of Rory being the character this time. If you like characters that actually say shit to the media, which is basically summed up as, are you being fucking stupid right now asking me this dumbass question? If you want to know what the speech is, basically, I cannot tell you word for word, but basically is they're trying to make it look like the SDF is incompetent. And Rory basically points out, Bitch, they were fighting a fucking dragon and came back alive. Are you serious? Like, that is basically the premise of the speech. Is, did you literally ask me that fucking question? Which is basically like, people, they fought a dragon, they saved three-fourths of these people. Yes, some of them did get taken out, but they did not in any way use the citizens as fucking shields. They actually fought this dragon, drove it away, came back alive, and they must have a hard time if, like, instead of asking them if they're okay, or congratulating them, or telling them they did a good job, if you're yelling at them for it. Because it's not like they chased the fucking dragon, it just showed up out of fucking nowhere. And they kind of had to deal with it at the time. Yes, people did die, but to be honest, they were leading a caravan. A fucking caravan. Of all these people from Coda Village who were running away from the dragon already. They had heard the dragon was coming there and that a village of elves had been wiped out. Spoiler. And that they were trying to get away because once the dragon gets a taste of human flesh, they won't stop. They'll keep hunting humans. So it's going to places and like burning down other villages. So the ones that hear that, they get to Coda Village before it happens, and they, take them, and they go to take them to, some place safe, and obviously dragon shows up in the middle of them getting away, and some people do die. They do save the majority of the people, but yes, some people do die, because by the time they realize it's there, it's always breathing fucking fire on them. And keep in mind, this is just like one or two, a couple jeeps at least, fully stocked with not only a few soldiers, but they also have a few people, and like Rory's in there with them, and so is Elf Girl, who's passed out at the time. So they kind of have to think of their feet with whatever the fuck they have. They're in the middle of this like canyon place. Like, there's nowhere to take cover. It's literally them and the fucking caravan and a giant open space and a fucking dragon. But like, it's just, there's so many cool moments in this show, and I'm really sad that I didn't watch it all the way through the first time, that I just gave up. Like I said, I don't know what it was that made me stop. But, it's a really good anime. Yes, it has cliches, but just, you need to expect that with any anime. I don't know when it was made. I don't know if the manga is better. I don't know if it has a light novel or movie, an OVA. I don't know if there's a fucking game. I don't know anything. I just know that I've watched this anime on Crunchyroll. It's in Japanese voice acting with English subtitles. The vast majority of things on Crunchyroll. I mean, they do have some English dubbed. They actually do have like some Spanish and French and German dub showing up a lot on certain shows. For this one, I think it's just the Japanese dub or Japanese voice acting with English subtitles. But definitely give it a watch if you like isekai stories that are a little bit different. Like, there's an actual fucking, it's not some random ass character that somehow saves the world. It's like, no, it's a person, and there's actual tactics they're using to some degree, and like, basically, they're more stocked than like some random ass character from fucking high school would be. Like, it makes a little bit more sense, and they'd be more well equipped to deal with this shit. Like, they're actually part of the fucking army. But I don't know what else to say. I feel like I'm just rambling and repeating myself, like usual. But Gate, 24 episodes on Crunchyroll. I seriously go watch it.